Oh, hey, I think we're live. All right, that's feels
Oh,
good. Hey,
okay.
good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Nathan. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right. It's nice and sunny day here in DFW. Where are you calling in from today?
I am in Bonita Springs, Florida today,
Hmm.
at Supply Chain Point. But I will say it's not as sunny as it looks there.
Oh
It's a
yeah.
little cloudy here. Yeah, yeah. I've my mother lives down here as well, so I came in early. Was been here since Wednesday,
Okay.
and before I came, she was telling me that there hasn't been any rain. The waters are very low. All these things, right? And I came Wednesday night, and I think since Friday it's been like tons of rain. So of course, right? Uh, so yesterday or Saturday we are trying to get some beach time, and we are chasing like the clear pockets of the storms and following the radar, trying to find just like 2 hours where we could sit on the beach without any rain. But it's still hot, it's still humid. So
I feel like you've got a little more color in your skin than normal. I think Florida's looking good on you.
yeah, probably a little bit. I mean, typically I'm like pretty much like translucent or transparent, my skin. So we're not me and the sun are not best friends, but yeah, I mean it's hard not to get a little color down here. It's so strong. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thanks for joining on for today's edition of the live events update. I think this might be the fifth. I'm not. I'm kind of starting to lose track of it. You lose track of things after like 500 times that it happens. I lose track quite quickly, like at five. So,
Hey, when you start losing track, that means you're being consistent. That's
oh,
good. That's the positive spin. Yeah.
oh, I like putting a silver lining on it. Look at it, glass half full. It's not because I'm not capable of counting past five. It's because
Yeah,
I'm
I've
consistent.
seen him
That's what
count to seven before. Yeah.
it is. Well, hey, so before we dig in too much further, let's see how we can maybe do this. Just want to do a quick shout out to CSCMP. Let's go ahead and start like sharing the screen here. Screen, entire screen. That one, yeah, share. So CSCMP is one of the sponsors for the events calendar. And they just want you to know that tomorrow, June 3rd, the State of Logistics annual report is coming out. And they are
Mhm.
kind of doing like this big deal about it. There is a launch event, but it is the launch event is open only to CSCMP members,
Mm,
and then after that, sort of like live from New York, live from New York, literally,
there you go.
um, is then I think everyone will get a little bit more access, like the general industry will get access to that report. But that's should be interesting given the times that we live in these days.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see some of the insights there and some of the takeaways too. I mean, it is an interesting time, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and then on June 19th to 20th is the European Research Seminar, the EU Summit for CSCMP. Got a couple more weeks left until that event kicks off, and I'm looking forward to having some nice Italian wine there
Mm.
while in Italy participating in that event. So shout out to CSCMP. That's a couple things there. But Kevin, you are on today so that we can talk just a little bit. Well, let's talk about you, but then let's talk about the event we're hosting at work. So, Kevin, for those like
Sure.
five people out there maybe that don't know you, can you do a quick intro of yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. That's me right there on the
Hmm.
screen. That's my LinkedIn. But I do believe that warehouses are sexy, as the LinkedIn says there. But I'm the founder and host of the New Warehouse podcast, New Warehouse Media Company. I've been doing the podcast now for 6 years. But my background is in warehousing. Was started in inventory control, did some operations management, some quality control stuff as well at various different companies, and always just had an interest in learning more about the industry. And that's kind of how the podcast got started. And now I've been fully focused on that, and also an adjunct professor at Rider University, teaching in supply chain as well, and do some advisory and consulting work in between all of that too.
Nice, nice. What have you been up to recently? Like, what are you up to now these days, today?
Oh man, too much traveling, definitely. All these events you post, like I gotta go. No, I was at let's see, recently I was at the Shapiro Summit, and then
Yeah, saw that.
Home Delivery World was there, and then now I am at Supply Chain Point here in Bonita Springs. Going to be doing the content session this afternoon with our mutual friend Drew Thomas
Hmm.
of Aero Technologies. We're going to be talking about warehouse innovation is the topic, and we're going to be sharing some stories from the warehouse on things that have gone successfully and maybe not so successfully as well as I'm sure we've all seen at some point, especially around innovation. So I'm here this week, but next week, oof, that's a big week, right?
Yeah, yeah. Let's check this out. Look at the month. If we look at the month view of the calendar, um, it's huge. There's so much going on. Um, what about for you? Anything in particular that stands out going on next week?
Anything in particular next week? What's
Hmm.
happening next week? Oh, you know what? I heard. Oh, there's going to be a warehousing after dark happy hour in person, second in person. We
Yep.
did it at ProMat, and it was a smash hit, I will say. Even though I'm biased, right? Because we're co-hosting together, but still, I think it was very successful, even
I
beyond
think so.
what we were expecting. Right? I think it exceeded our expectations. And so we are going to do it again. We're going to do it in New Orleans. We are going to do it on Bourbon Street, which is the quintessential New Orleans place to be and go. And we're going to be at the Tropical Isle on Bourbon Street. And if you've ever seen the tall green drinks that people walk around Bourbon Street with, they are called the hand grenade. And this is the origination. This is where the hand grenade was started. So we're going to have some hand grenades, blow some stuff up, I guess, with those hand grenades, and have some fun. And we're going to be doing that next week and be at the work conference as well, which coincidentally is in town as well. So we hope to have a descending of warehouse professionals that week in New Orleans, and yeah, we're trying to give them a place to go and have some fun on Monday night.
Yep, yep. And we will have live music. We're going to be on the second floor. We'll have the entire second floor of the Tropical Isle Hand Grenade there on Bourbon Street. We'll have a live band and we'll have food and an open bar for from 8 to 11. And if everyone's having lots of fun, kind of like the Supply Chain Social Club does in general, maybe we'll
Mhm.
keep the party going a bit longer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Bourbon Street does not close at 11. I'll tell you that for sure.
No. Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
I'm not saying from experience. Just a friend of mine told me that. There's also some places where you can get like 3 beers for like $4 or something like that. I heard.
Heard.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so it should be a lot of fun, definitely. And yeah, we're gonna have some authentic local Zydeco music. Super excited about that. Definitely, I have a lot of family that's in Louisiana, so
Oh.
very familiar with that, and some local food as well, which I'm excited for too. I haven't been down there in quite some time, so I'm excited to get back for sure.
Yep.
And we have some great sponsors too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The cool thing is that we're seeing some repeats on here.
Mm,
So like InstaWork was a sponsor of our April virtual event,
yeah.
um, and I believe Conduit and Tact were both participants and sponsors of the Chicago
Love
event
that.
as well.
Yeah.
Um, and so Meeson is joining the ranks this time around. They provide a lot of different solutions in the warehousing logistics space. Um, the funny story there is they reached out to me about hosting maybe like a private dinner with
Mm,
folks that I invite and whatnot. And I was like, I don't know, I haven't done that before. I'm not sure if I'm can pull that off, but I do have another idea for you. You want to like sponsor
mm,
an event
go
in New
bigger.
Orleans?
Yeah.
There'll be some people there that all like warehousing. So anyway, yeah, we're excited about having them participate, and thankful for their sponsorship and support, not just for this event, but just for the Supply Chain Social Club, kind of month in and month out. So so yeah, so make a point to be there. We've got plenty of room and plenty of drinks for everybody, um, and you'll be able to see Kevin and myself. You know, Kevin will be signing autographs. He'll be signing boxes. Um,
I'll sign hand grenades.
um, so let's kind of dive into like what's going on, what has happened recently, and whatnot. So last week, the notable things, I think at least in my little small neck of the woods here in DFW, was this thing called Sub Summit,
Mm.
which was short
What
for
is that all about? Yeah, I saw
subscribers, like
the talk
subscription
about that.
services. Um, and so Maria and like a handful of other folks were all in town for that. So I kind of got down there and said hi. There was a concert. Mike Posner was in concert as
Oh,
part of the
did he do
event.
the pill and Ibiza?
Yes, he did. But the funny thing is, like, he left stage, walked off, didn't do that, right? But and then did the whole like everyone was like, no, you didn't do the popular one. So then he like him and
Encore,
uh,
encore.
Bro, I think his DJ's name is Brody Jenner. I think all the girls were all about Brody Jenner.
Oh, Brady
Um,
Jenner. That's Kylie and Kendall's brother, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the funny thing is like whenever he was like, and my guy in the back, Brody, like I think he got like more applause and cheers from the crowd than Mike did. It was kind of funny. Um,
Good. Okay.
the other funny part was that that I think a lot of folks in the 3PL world and logistics world kind of got, you know, booths or they attended and all this sort of stuff with the idea that it was going to be like subscription boxes and like subscription services with physical distribution. But the thing is, a whole lot of it was like uh, digital subscriptions, like literally like
Really?
Amazon and
Oh,
Chewy and all these like digital subscriptions that have like no physical component to it. Um,
interesting.
it was really just like, how do you get people to sign up to subscribe to your subscribable thing in general? But some of it did have, some of it was like subscription candy boxes every month or whatever, right? So there was opportunities
Mm,
for 3PL and fulfillment providers to talk with those folks. um, but
interesting.
anywho,
Yeah.
um,
So would you say good one to be at for 3PLs, warehouse folks?
no, I think it was not probably not the one to be at
Mm,
if
okay.
you're in the physical distribution space. Yeah. um, there, you know, there were people that like Drew Horner from Delivers In and them had a booth, and they, you know, they specialize a lot in like beauty and health, you know, like e-com and stuff, and so those folks were there. um, but it just wasn't super uh, lots of opportunities, I think,
Mm,
going on.
interesting. Yeah.
The other thing is you'll see the picture here with Kara. So she was here in town doing her revenue engine tour, and so got to participate in that and whatnot. And your podcast that you did with her, Kevin, was
Yeah.
really helpful. What was funny is was while she was doing the workshop and talking, there were so many points in the conversation where I could just remember her saying a very similar thing to you. So good job
Mm,
on that conversation
yeah.
with
Yeah.
Kara.
Kara's great. Yeah. Very, very smart around the go to market. I mean, very smart in general, but specifically around the go to market and
Yeah.
the intent data and all those interesting things. I'm looking forward to hoping to make it. I think she's doing one in Hoboken, New Jersey, as well
Okay.
later this year. So I'm hoping to make it to that one. Yeah.
It's funny. The funny like small world component is I am recording a podcast with her tomorrow morning too. So
Ooh,
now
yeah.
I get to ask more pointed questions, having sat in the room.
There you
Um,
go.
and then the other thing that happened last week was the source occurred. And so that is the Supply Chain Social Club event for procurement and sourcing, and we kind of do that with some of the ISM chapters around the U.S. So that was my week last week. Anything particularly interesting in your world other than I guess going down to Florida and hanging out with your mom and trying to catch some sun?
Yeah. No, last week was kind of an off week a little bit for a change.
Yeah.
So yeah, my son was off for Memorial Day. they gave him like 2 extra days off, so he's because unused snow days, I guess. So yeah, I
Mm.
was trying to spend some time with him, and then came down here, spent some time with my mom, and now now back into the swing of things for the next 2 weeks or so, and then seems like I don't know what do you see? It seems like the conference circuit is kind of like will slow down a little bit for end of June, July, August until September.
I think so. I think we've got like one last big bang right now. So like I'm looking, I've got the full calendar view here. And so like this week we've got ISM World going on in Orlando, ICPA is going on in Canada, Supply Chain Point there's in Florida. Transport Logistic is in Munich. I thought about going to that, but just too busy the next upcoming weeks. And then we've got Deliver going on in Europe in Amsterdam. And so it's a bit of a busy week here. And then next week we've got, as we know, work. SAPIX going on in Cape Town. TMSA Elevate is going on in Austin. And then Reuters is getting together in Chicago for their Supply Chain USA 2025. But after that, the next week I'll be over in Europe, first in Brussels with the ASCM Change Conference, and then in Verona with the CSCMP European Conference. But then it just kind of like falls off cliff. You can see the Reverse Logistics Association has their annual European Summit going on in Amsterdam, the 25th here. But
Mm,
then it gets quiet. And then, a lot of the organizations I'm a part of here in Dallas are like, they're not going to host, like, do like really anything in June. Um,
yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
kind
we
of
see
has
the
like
same
this
in
quiet period,
Jersey too. Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And I think maybe you and I think we're thinking we'll take a break for with warehousing after dark in July too, right? So,
Yeah, I
um,
think so. I mean, everybody's on vacation and everything mostly, but we'll see. July at the very minimal, but we'll see
yeah,
about
yeah.
August. Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll see what the thirst and hunger is like next week in New Orleans for more events.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's good. I think it'll be a good approach. Um, well, just a quick note for anybody watching that all of these events that we're kind of talking about and whatnot are all visible and viewable and whatnot on the Supply Chaining website. So it's just supplychaining.com/events. And if you are interested in being a brave soul and coming up on stage and talking about events live with me, like Kevin is right now, then just reach out and give me a shout, and you can come on and rep your event, or whatever you're passionate about, puppies or surfing. We'll talk about
Lots of puppies
whatever.
at events these days. So,
Yeah, that
so
seems to be a thing, right? Um, po- what other? I don't know. Let's kick out trends here. So I think
yeah.
podcast booths at
Mm.
events is was a thing. I don't know. Where do you think you podcast booths at events are on the hype cycle?
Yeah, I think still building. I think that I want to say that Manifest kind of like set the precedent there to
Mhm.
embrace we'll call it the broader media, right? Not just like the OGs in the media
The
space, but
traditional
also like
media.
the
Yeah.
content creators and things like that. And I think now a lot of other conferences are kind of following suit as well. I know like I think coming up in the fall, I think like Parcel Forum is going to have a podcast row. Actually, I heard so. I'm not sure the details about that. I just kind of heard that. But and I think they had last year they had one or two podcasts like set up there, but I think they're trying to get maybe more. But yeah, I think that's still developing, and we'll kind of see how that goes. I mean, and I think
But maybe puppies
we're
is a trend. Like, where's puppies on the agenda? That's
I
that's
feel like puppies is becoming like a conference staple now. I was just at Home Delivery Worlds, and they had puppies, and man, they were super cute. I gotta say. But they were sleeping the whole time too. So I don't know if they didn't get the memo that like, hey, this is a working conference. Get up. And get some action here, but yeah, I'm seeing more puppies at a lot of places, a lot more activations. But I think it's interesting. Like I think that we're seeing and our friends like at Event Shark, talk a lot about this, that we're seeing kind of like a blurring of the lines between what you would see at like an e-commerce or like a brand side type of event, now blurring into like the B2B side. So like a lot more fun kind of activations and stuff. I will say, like, I gotta give kudos to Home Delivery World and One Rail. They had a pop-up pickleball court on the conference floor. I thought that was like so interesting, and I'm just like, oh, this is like a pickleball court. Like as soon as you walk in the door, it's just like there, and people, you could just like go up and there's somebody set up there to play with you and stuff. So that was cool. But yeah, I think that the puppies are becoming like a staple, which I don't mind. I mean, people seem to love them. I think it's a good attraction if you can like sponsor something like that, or have them in your booth itself. What else have I seen at conferences? Did see
I'm
a sloth at one, actually, which was interesting. That kind of takes the puppy to the next level.
Well, it could be like a great play on words or play on whatever with it, which is like, is your shipping too slow? Talk with
Ooh,
us.
yeah,
We take the sloth out of your operations. Oh,
yeah,
and by the way, take a picture with the sloth.
yeah, yeah. Take a picture with your old shipping, right?
Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What else? Oh, was that one? They had a donkey. Um, so they had like an outside dinner reception kind of thing, and it had a donkey with saddlebags that had Coronas in the saddlebags going around, and you could like pull out a beer from the good old burrow there. But yeah, that was fun. But I think it's getting more and more creative because there's so many. I mean, you see, obviously, you have the calendar events and everything. I mean, there's so many events. I think like they're trying to figure out how do we stand out more, how do we do something that's more interesting, which I don't know. I'm here for it, honestly. I love to see the bar continue to be raised and having like more fun stuff going on.
Yeah, I gotta give kudos to them for, because as you and I kind of know, like hosting in person events is a lot of work.
Mhm.
Um, and so I'm kind of happy to just like try to stay in the virtual event space with Supply Chain Social Club. Way less cleanup and preparation work to do. Um, and then just kind of be able to commentate and be an observer and watch the masters of the events at work and just talk about it and let them do the hard stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on and joining and talking a bit about the upcoming Warehousing After Dark live event that we're going to be hosting there at work, and look forward to seeing you there.
Absolutely. Look forward to seeing everybody there, and doing a little cheers with some hand grenades, right?
Yep. Yep. All
All
right.
right.
See you,
See you
man.
next
Safe
week.
travels.
Thank you. You too.
Hold on. Don't leave just yet.